What's going on, YouTube? This is Jim, joined by my lovely, albeit slightly sick wife, Miss Rachel. How you doing?
I'm okay today.
You sound a little like...
Yeah, I got a little bit of a sore throat.
The Bethesda you were so excited you couldn't sleep last night thinking about Quake. Is that right?
It must be it.
We are here today to talk to you guys about E3 2016, specifically the Xbox One press conference.
So I don't know that I would specifically call it the Xbox One press conference. I think I would call it the Microsoft press conference this year.
Well, technically I guess it is. However, you are right. Well, what did they start off with?
All right, so the first thing they start off with is the Xbox One S. Coming in August at a price point of $299.
Oh, it is coming out in August. I missed that part. Okay.
I know you were too busy marking out because it was vertical.
I wrote down the things that mattered to me. This was kind of leaked. We kind of had suspected this was coming, but it's real. It's here. The two things that I wrote down that really, three things actually, that really I think of importance. One, it's vertical.
Okay.
The original Xbox One had to be horizontal. I don't know why they designed the CD drive that way. If you tried to put it the other way, it would work if you only had digital games, but the way the heating and the cooling and everything worked, you would actually block some of the air vents, which could cause major problems. So it's this giant big VCR I have sitting on the floor. The fact that it could be vertical makes it, to me, is a big deal. The second big point is that it has an integrated power supply. No longer do you have that giant brick of a power supply external to the system, which you have to figure out where to tuck in, where to hide. It looks ugly. It's enormous. It's been a problem since the Xbox, this 360, now this thing. Finally, they're getting smart. They're putting that into the actual casing. And the third thing is that they're going to start making grips, textured grips on the back of their controllers.
So I have a couple of additional things that you've forgotten to cover that I wrote down.
Those are the three big things. There may be other small things, but those are the three big things.
Here's what I've got. They called it slimmer, sleeker, and smaller.
Yes.
It now can have up to a 2 terabyte hard drive, as opposed to the 1 terabyte that you were limited at before.
This is true.
It has an IR blaster. You covered the integrated power supply, and they're calling it HDR gaming. Now you have a choice in gaming hardware, according to the press conference.
That's a big theme of this press conference, and we'll get into that when we get into some of the other stuff. Does this excite you? I mean, we already have the Forza 6 limited, collector's edition, the really cool blue with the black stripe. Does this excite you? Like, oh, I need to get this. Do you want the more power? What do you think?
So, why don't you ask me that question again after we've completed this review of the press conference? Because I think in order to answer this, you have to have seen the full press conference.
Okay, we'll save that question. One thing I want to address throughout this press conference, and I'm going to talk about it right now up front, is the horrible camera work.
I too have.
I wrote it on the front page, top center, camera, circled it, and said,
"Mine's right here." The camera.
What was going on?
It was a very poor video production for what they're trying to convey.
It was.
You're trying to show me, the gaming consumer,
the consumers,
what
us.
I want to see.
We got the money.
You know what I don't want to see? Somebody standing in front of the screen playing a game.
You know what I don't want to see is
zooming out so that I can see the whole arena. I don't care about that. Show me the game.
The audience watching it, or the special effects and the smoke coming out.
I don't care.
It really did break a lot of the experience, and I only bring it up now because it happened over and over. There were things that I missed because they panned out so far, I couldn't see the screen.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to remember, we're not in a theater. We're not watching a screen that's the size of...
Sorry, we're not in Los Angeles.
We're not watching a screen that's the size of our, the size of our house.
I don't know why they did that.
We're on our teeny tiny little 50 or 65-inch TV.
This is the worst. This is the worst I've ever seen it.
It was...
Out of any... Short of the Square Enix when they unlaunched the Final Fantasy 15 and the guy was speaking in Japanese and they had the text of what he was saying on the screen and you couldn't read it because they kept panning around, this was just as bad.
I would say this was actually worse because that was kind of in a smaller increment. This, though, occurred throughout the entire press conference, and quite honestly, it kept you from feeling like you were immersed in the games.
It absolutely did. And I had a big disconnect with that. I just wanted to bring that up because I'm not going to keep saying it over and over, but just know that throughout the entire thing, the camera work was really bad.
Every time you were starting to get sucked into a game and go, man, this is really cool, I got to have this, whoop,
zoom way out, and the game's like the size of a postage stamp.
So, all right, come on, Microsoft. I know you can do better video production than
I
this.
agree. Rod Ferguson comes out, and he talks about the Xbox Play Anywhere initiative.
And
I didn't understand this. I gotta admit, I'm a nerd and I'm a geek. I know that you can stream your Xbox One to your PC. I didn't understand what this meant. Did you have a clear message?
So I don't know if I had a clear message the first time they talked about it, but apparently this Xbox Play Anywhere is a big thing. So it seems like now you only have to buy the game once.
Okay.
And you can play it on either your Xbox or your Windows 10 computer.
Your saves, your achievements, your crossplay,
your progress,
everything.
And not only that, but now you've got crossplay between multiple platforms. This is kind of an exciting thing because now all your buddies who are big Windows gamers now can start kind of playing these games with you that you're playing on the console.
What I don't understand, though, is am I going to be able to tweak the settings on the computer version like a normal computer game and make them look insane? Am I going to be able to change my mouse sensitivity, or is it just kind of like this is the package experience? And the reason I asked that was Destiny made a big stink about old gamers versus new gamers did not want to intersect because the new gamers would get better draw distances. They'd be better competitively. That's what I'm confused about.
And I think based on the way I understood it, you will have all those advantages on your PC.
If that's what it is, they didn't sell that well to me, and I didn't understand that. Like I said, if I'm just dumb and I don't get it. But I was listening, and I was like, tell me more about what this means. And they gave the big hype, the bullet point fluff stuff, but I need to see it in execution to understand it.
In addition to that, it sounded like if you bought the game for Xbox, you for sure got it for the PC, but I'm not sure that it necessarily went the other way.
Well, in the sense that they're going to cut sale.
If you only bought it on your PC, would you then get to play it on your Xbox as well? I wasn't sure if it went both ways.
I think so. I would think that it's just you're buying the experience, period. That whole Project Helix that they've been talking about for a very long time, where everything becomes one and the same. I could understand that, but yeah, it just wasn't clear. And I'm guessing throughout the week, press is going to start asking them, and we're going to get more information. If it is what the way you just explained it was, that is one of the coolest things I think they've done by far.
But again, you're gonna see that the PC gamers have a huge advantage over console gamers in any kind of shooter or anything where you can load faster, you can get better draw distances. Any of that is just, I mean, not only that, but your response time.
I will beat anybody with a stick on a keyboard and a mouse any day of the week. There's no comparison, not even close.
So
we'll have to see. We don't know. Rod Ferguson was out there though to talk about my game, Gears of War 4.
Coming in October, as we all already knew.
October 11. Couple notes I took away from it. Number one, they didn't talk about it, but all they had to do is show the word Horde. And we knew exactly what that meant. Horde 3.0 is coming. Don't know what that means. I don't really remember Horde 2.0, but yes, Horde is coming. One of my favorite modes ever. Almost broke up our marriage numerous times.
I definitely went hungry many times because of it.
I'll be done in a few minutes, honey. They showed some gameplay. It was a scene where it looked like they were running around outside of some sort of windstorm was happening, like a lot of environmental effects.
A lightning storm almost.
I saw knife executions, which is something different. They explode on it. So it looks like there may be some different executions in the game. Yep. We saw the Buzzkill, the blade gun thing, which looked insane.
Yep,
shooting razor blades a la Half-Life 2 with the gravity gun.
Looked like a disc type weapon. It was pretty cool.
Just mowing people in half. I saw a lot of environmental interaction, and I don't know if that's scripted or not. There's a couple points where like he shot a crane and the crane exploded, or they shot a mortar shot and exploded and blew up and a tower came down. That seems to me very Call of Duty-esque scripted. So I don't know if it's as dynamic like a Battlefield 1 kind of experience, or if this is just going to be like, hey, this is a part of the game where you shoot the crane and the crane falls down and you cross the cliff. I don't know.
So my comment on that was this seems like a typical Gears game, full of snarky comments and use of the environment.
And muscle dudes.
Again,
bro
it
dudes.
Still seemed like the AI wasn't a whole lot of help, which is extremely typical of a Gears game. So
that's okay.
I see it as more of the same, but with new weapons, new enemies.
So Yes, there were new. It's a whole new
executions,
whole new enemy race,
new characters. So I mean, new story,
everything.
Same thing.
They edited out them cussing.
So we think
odd.
it was edited. It may have just actually cut out
that
random
exact moment is very
point.
odd.
But yes,
it was very weird if they did. You're going to show a game with guns and people's getting their heads blown off, but we can't hear the F-bomb.
Yeah, I don't know. So then that brings us...
Well, real quick, one more thing about Gears 4. There was a lot of concern from me, and I read this online. There was a lot of concern that this game was going to be very dark and horror-esque. If you go back and look at the original Gears 1, it was very dark. There's always a lot of dark corridors. It had almost like a Doom 3 feel to it. And the trailer they showed last year really kind of indicated that. And I didn't want them to go in that direction. And this trailer, at least the level we got to see,
the mission that we saw.
It's exactly what Gears old used to be. It's more open world. Not open world, but it's not a survival horror. It's get behind cover. It's frantic, crossfire, roadie run. Everything we wanted in a game. So I was already sold. I'm still sold. Great job. That was a great use of their time.
So one final thing that came out.
Oh, yeah.
A Gears 4 Elite controller.
Now, I'm actually kind of surprised that they're not just putting some sort of skins on the first one. I don't know if I want to spend $150 more on an Elite controller, as badass as that looked, just because it's got the Crimson Omen on it.
So let me caveat that. It's available for pre-order now.
Yes.
And if you're looking to get a slightly used, cheaper Elite controller, message this guy because I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting another one.
We'll see. It looked awesome. I was kind of hoping with the Elite controller, the approach would have been to just replace the bumpers, maybe the triggers on the back, like they did with the Halo 5 GameStop thing.
I would have liked for it to have had removable faceplates.
Yeah,
that would have been a cool thing.
Misstep.
And you know,
bundle with the collector's edition, whatever.
Where I don't necessarily see people going out and spending another $150 for a controller.
Yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer to go get some new sticks, some new faceplates, some new buttons, all that kind of stuff.
I agree.
For your controller.
No,
so
I agree.
I think it was a miss for Xbox in their original design of the
If I didn't have one, I would have pre-ordered it, but already having one, I may just enjoy looking at it. I don't know if I need another one.
Yeah, so tune back in.
Wait for the unboxing. They moved on to Killer Instinct, and that Gears theme. General Rom is going to make his appearance. They've been taking a lot of iconic Xbox characters and inserting them into Killer Instinct. Unfortunately, I really don't care about the game. I've not really played it.
Well, good news. You can play it for free this week.
You can play with ROM for free this week. They have this microtransaction model where you buy individual characters. They gave away Season 1 characters a couple months ago on Games with Gold.
We're on Season 3 now.
Season 3. So I don't know where the Arbiter fits into that. I don't know where General ROM, obviously I'm guessing there's the newer guys, fit into it. But I like that they're doing that. It reminds me of Blizzard.
It does.
That synergy of taking existing franchises and putting them in other situations, that's a smart move.
So, it's funny you should say that because there were a couple of things that were done during this press conference that reminds me of things that Blizzard has done years ago.
Okay, like what?
And we'll get into that as they come. But yeah, I had that same thought.
I like it. I think it's a smart idea. Take beloved franchises, inject them into other franchises. You may get people into it. I may end up playing this and saying, oh my god, I have to have General ROM. Oh, there's Arbiter, and now I'm already hooked into Killer Instinct's world. I doubt it, but you never know.
I agree. You widen your audience.
You do.
And that's important from a marketing standpoint. All right, next, we move on to Forza Horizon 3. Why is this significant for us?
Because Forza Horizon 2 is sitting in the original wrapping about 5 feet to my left. Yet to be played. I better get on it.
It looks like this one's going to take place in Australia.
Down under.
Again, you've got a 4-player campaign co-op, and they've implemented this new instant co-op, which seems kind of cool, where you can join your friends in progress instantly.
A guy was driving like a Lamborghini down the desert or something, and he pressed the button, and suddenly he was in a rally race in a Lamborghini, which makes no sense. But does it have to?
No,
it's just fun, adrenaline. All of a sudden, you're in a buggy driving over, and some guy's in a Lambo, which the car would bottom out because it's about a millimeter off the ground, driving over potholes and everything. But you know what? I think it works for this game. I think Forza Horizon takes everything the simulation that people don't like about Forza and just keep that adrenaline racing arcade-esque element.
It's not as realistic of a simulation.
No, of course not.
It's less of a real driving game and more of a kind of have fun with your friends, complete
I
challenges, that kind of thing.
And I like that it looked like it had more than just roads. You had the rally element. You were on the beach. It looked like they were driving through like a forest. There were flips. You could flip in your car, do tricks.
Yeah, it was definitely a new take on the Forza Horizon franchise.
It dialed it up a little bit higher, almost Burnout-esque, and I think that's great, and I'm very excited for that one.
Coming September 27th.
This is a lot of stuff coming out this year.
Yep.
Pre-orders are going to start smoking here real quick, like.
And
There
goes our credit card.
Then we moved on to Recore. Now, Recore, we got to see the trailer last year with a girl and some kind of little dog.
Little like mechanical.
We find out his name's Mac.
Coming out September 18th.
Yes, we find out, but there's more than just Mac.
Yeah, that was something that
There's
was new
multiple companions.
And it looks like they have different mechanized animals for different tasks. Each one seems to have a different strength, a different weakness, if you will, a different usage.
I don't know if I wrote them all down. I saw Seth was the escape artist. It looked like he could be a spider and climb up walls. You had Duncan, who was a heavy hitter, looked like a big gorilla dude. But then they showed the screen. It looked like there were more. So I don't know if I wrote them down fast enough.
It looked like there were 4 or 5 of them.
Would have been great to tell if the camera wasn't panned out outside the damn arena. Again, this is. I know we said we were going to bring it up, but I had to. That's why I didn't get these notes.
So it kind of left me wondering: do you have to pick one, or can you use all of them at the same time?
Is it one level per mech? Is it Mr.
I'm not sure, but the game looks fun. It looks interesting. I'm excited for it to come out.
Looks like a standard third-person shooter with this mechanic of using your AI companion to help you solve puzzles and traverse the world and stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm interested. Yep. I think it looks okay.
So, next game that we had come along was Final Fantasy 15, due out September 30th, which we already knew.
Yes. I was very surprised they were not on Sony's stage, just as an aside. I really was.
I was also surprised that Xbox kind of, and I hate to say this, but wasted their time showing this. They talked about doing a 3-way battle. However, I really couldn't see it because and I know we said we weren't going to bring it up, but the camera on this was absolutely atrocious. I couldn't tell what was going on, and the battle
the demo was
kind of awkward.
I think the demo was broken. It looked like it kept prompting him to press a button, but either he wasn't or it wasn't responding. And this giant kept hitting him over and over and over. It looked like he was supposed to climb up the giant, do something, and then jump down and attack all these other people kind of nearby the giant. It didn't really happen. A couple times his entire party almost completely wiped, and then they magically got their health back. You obviously know they did that for the demo in case something like this went wrong. It was very broken. It didn't work. I don't think that's indicative of all of what the game's going to be like. No. This happens all the time. But it was a weird... Of all the things to show...
Why this?
It was nice to see that you're going to be fighting against larger-than-life villains.
Yeah.
But this didn't do anything for me to hype on Final Fantasy 15. I've already pre-ordered the Super Collector's Edition. I ordered it the second it went live, when they did the live stream.
Again, yeah, this
previously
this didn't do anything for me.
It was weird.
If I was on the fence, it would have pushed me off.
I agree. It was weird. I don't know. We got to see some more environmental stuff. The guy cast the blizzard spell, and like everything turned to ice, which was really kind of neat. But we saw a lot of that in the technical demo. The alpha or whatever.
It just wasn't... I didn't see it as a good use of Microsoft's time.
It was kind of a miss. If I had to rate anything, I would say it was probably a miss.
All right.
What was next?
Next, we moved on to The Division Underground. Yeah. First on Xbox, coming out June 28th. I think that's about all I have to say on it.
Same.
Okay. Now we move on to what I will term Microsoft's biggest miss.
Bigger than Xbox? Well, okay, go ahead. What's their biggest miss?
Battlefield 1, coming October 21st.
Why is Battlefield 1 a miss? This game is hot, man. Ludacris was playing it last night.
I got it. It's hot. We all saw it last night.
Oh, yeah. Sure did. For an hour.
We all saw it last night. We saw it when they did their press conference. Then we saw a live play played very poorly by 64 celebrities.
Well, yeah, and some pros probably mixed in there. Otherwise, the game would still be going on.
So I just don't understand why Xbox took their time out of a press conference to show us more about this game. Everything that you saw Again,
That same trailer.
This is
That
the
same
third
trailer
time
again.
during these press conferences that I've seen this trailer. There was nothing new.
It was the exact same trailer.
All we heard was that Xbox EA Access, you can play it October 13th. Well, that's not new.
Which is standard fare for every EA Access game. You get to get it early. You get to play early.
So
it was odd.
So that's why I call this their biggest miss.
This is weird.
Because I didn't think that it was a good use of their time. We've all already seen it last night.
Yeah.
And there was nothing new shown here.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. Then I think this is when, to me, that was a lull. But I feel like it started to rally after this. We had some guy, the platform engineer, Mike, what's his face, come out.
Yeah, and talk about Xbox Live. So I think
this was good.
I think we all know that Xbox Live is probably the better of the two online gaming systems.
It's a great platform.
It really it's always been the stronger of the two.
It is.
And it looks like they're making it faster and more reliable. They're
adding some things into the actual. This was more like a software update. It did tie into Xbox Live, but he first talked about some of the core functionality. Background music is going to make its return to the Xbox.
Let's talk first about what they told us were all the things that they've already introduced into Xbox Live. They've introduced backwards compatibility. They've introduced new experiences. They've introduced this cross-play.
We know.
Now they're introducing background music.
Yes, so this is they're not introducing it. They're reintroducing this. This was on the Xbox 360. It was taken away in the Xbox One. They're bringing it back. I'm happy for it, but it's not as exciting as I think we're making it out to be. This was a functionality we had and lost, and we're regaining. I don't want people to lose sight of that.
They're also freeing up what language you have to use on your Xbox. I mean, not a huge deal for most of us, but for some of us, this is exciting. They're giving you Cortana, and they're making it available for your console, your PC, and mobile.
I thought for sure when they said Cortana, they would say voice activated with your Kinect. Number of times Kinect was said in this press conference?
0.
Thank you.
All right, so.
But there's some new stuff that's coming out. So he did talk about. So what's this new functionality? What are we going to get?
We got 3 new functionalities coming in the fall.
Okay, tell me about it.
We don't have a specific date, just in the fall.
They're fall updates.
So we're making clubs, so you can create communities for things that you like to do. Again,
I like this. PlayStation has already implemented a loose functionality of this now. It's almost like a Facebook page that you like. You kind of buy into it, and you can see what that's doing. What's cool about it is if you are a person who doesn't like to always go on your phone or your computer and get on the internet and go to forums to kind of make play dates, it's going to be built into the box. I think that's a nice idea.
Funny you should mention play dates. We are implementing a looking for group functionality.
I love it. Which you groaned. You groaned or you made a noise. You coughed. You sneezed. I don't know what you did. This is a really, really, really good idea.
I don't disagree. I think it's a great idea. I think it will help people get involved into a game much quicker now than they are. Oh yeah. My groan was more along the lines of Blizzard did this how many years ago in Warcraft, and Xbox is just now starting to implement it.
This is different. This is very different.
What I want to say, Blizzard did it for one game.
Yes.
This is going to be across the Xbox platforms. So it's
a huge deal.
It's a huge deal. It will make everyone who's playing the games able to jump into a quick game. So it's an exciting new feature available on Xbox.
The Xbox 360 had beacons in which only with your friends you could ping your local friend list and say, I'm playing Gears 3, who wants to play with me? I'm playing this, who wants to play with me? And we use it a lot for Gears 3. But
you only found those friends based on games that you had already played.
This is only your current friends. That's right. So this is the next evolution of that. I think it's awesome. I don't think it has any comparison at all to World of Warcraft because it's across the entire library. Brett and I did a video where he sat in that very chair less than a week ago, and we were bitching about how much we hated the fact that when we wanted to play Destiny, we can never find people to play with. That problem is solved. So don't worry about it, Bungie, because Xbox is taking care of you. I like this a lot.
I think this is a great move.
I think this is one of the highlights of their press conference.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of the biggest announcements to come out. The next thing, or the last thing that they talked about was an arena. So you're talking tournament a platform for tournaments.
So esports continues
yep.
to be a hot topic. I mentioned it during the EA press conference. I thought it was a large deal. They're mentioning it again now. The fact that they're going to help organize this, some game companies are going to actually implement their own internal brackets into it. It sounds like the rest is up to the players, but the tools are there for us to make it happen.
So I want to make a note that Xbox said this is only for select games.
Right.
And not only that, but they're saying that FIFA is in the coming years.
Is it FIFA or FIFA?
Whatever.
Okay. You say both. I'm just curious which one it is.
That way I don't offend anybody.
Thank you.
Everybody, or I offend everybody equally.
And FIFA. Yes, I'm going to offend both of you.
So in the coming years, I think we'll see this grow as a functionality. Yeah. I think it's great for esports to keep this going. I like that Xbox is implementing it. Yes. I like that it is not a specific game company.
Right.
So I'm hoping that it'll get some standardization. But again, these are huge gains for the Xbox Live community.
Oh, I agree. This was a big part of the press conference. It kind of sandwiched after that lull that we were talking about.
I think these are probably the most significant announcements that they came out with.
I would agree with that. Then they moved on to Minecraft, which, as you know, they procured for like $40 billion a couple of years ago. They've implemented or are implementing the friendly update, which I think is live now.
Yep, available today.
It's going to allow everybody except for PlayStation users to all play together.
Yes.
Although she did mention, I don't know the woman's name speaking, but she did mention a few times the word consoles loosely. Uh-huh. And I wonder if secretly or maybe eventually PlayStation will somehow tie into this. I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't know about for the friendly update, but I know for the rest of the things that we're announcing, they said consoles. It's coming to both.
So on the PC, you could already procure your own dedicated server. People have been doing this for a very long time on a plethora of computer games. But now Microsoft's going to foot the bill for you.
Yep.
They're going to give you dedicated servers with realms in which you own a piece of heaven that people can jump onto online when you're not there and totally destroy your base, which is exactly what's going to happen.
Or help you build things.
They are not going to help you build crap. You're going to come back and there's going to be lava pouring out of your house. This is Grief City. I don't play it as much as I used to. I would love to go back and befriend people just so I could. No, I wouldn't do that. Of course not.
So this new Realms pack is going to be for free.
Yeah. They had a little bit of the hook with the
Oculus Rift, Gear VR.
Well, it was actually the guy was from Oculus Rift, which was odd, but he was using a Samsung Gear VR.
So
Samsung. So I didn't. I was thinking, here it is, the big hook into virtual reality, and this is the closest we got. He's using a cell phone, playing on his iOS, going down on a little wheelbarrow ride or something.
So then they started talking about texture packs to take for modern and introducing into mobile.
The biggest thing was the add-ons.
And the add-ons that are coming this fall.
Right.
They had an Alien pack that they were demonstrating. Unfortunately, that won't be available to consoles until sometime next year.
Right. Which is par for the course. PC always gets the cutting edge, and then it's up to, I forget the name of the company, but they're the middleman, and they will, like, send it out to the lower people, the non-PC master racers.
If you're interested, more news they said is coming at Minecon in September for all of this information.
With that add-on thing, it sounded like they were going to allow you to do more kind of single-player experiences. It looked like we were going to get more, very similar to what Doom was doing, where they added in all these mods where you could like create stories and stuff like that. I feel like this is the Minecraft's approach to that problem.
Yeah.
More content, and it's going to make better tools for people, which is great. I like it.
All right, next we moved into the new controller.
The Xbox Design Lab, which is live right now. I didn't look at prices, though.
So I have not looked at prices. They did not mention prices. What they did mention is that there are 8 million different combinations for you to create your own controller.
So you want a blue controller with your name etched on the front? That's awesome.
Again.
I like it.
Why not? Give it a whirl if you're interested. If you've got some spare dough, because I think it'll be slightly cheaper than the Elite controller.
I think it'll be significantly cheaper than because I think it's just going to be a standard controller with a paint job.
But I think it will be more expensive than a standard controller.
For years, I have complained, why is PlayStation not bringing their Elite controller to the fray? Microsoft takes yet another step in customization, knocking out all these other tchotchke third-party companies that do custom paint jobs. You get it right from Microsoft, it's going to look amazing. Smart play.
And it's going to work right.
Smart play. Smart play.
Yep. All right. Now we moved on to the ID at Xbox, which is their indie portion of the show.
Yeah, we saw a sizzler reel. I wrote a couple. Go ahead. You start.
There's a game called Inside that's coming out June 29th, 2016.
From the guys who made Limbo, which was a great game.
And Limbo is free today for all Xbox One Gold, Xbox Live Gold subscribers for your Xbox One.
Yes.
So check it out.
It was fun.
Then they showed a whole bunch of indie game previews. I started to write down, and then after I got through about 6 of them, I realized they're coming way too fast for me to write them all down.
I didn't write any of them down, but I did make a few notes. Number 1, the Cuphead game, which has been talked about for 3 years now, still does not have a release date. It is almost as high as Mighty Number 9 in terms of I don't give a flying F anymore. I don't know why they keep showing this game. This is their No Man's Sky. Give us the damn game already. What is going on? It's the same trailer we've seen over and over and over and over and over again. What is going on?
I don't...
Meltdown.
I don't know.
Meltdown.
Again, you know,
Horrible.
Indie games have the ability to be really cool.
Or really late, apparently.
Or really just a total miss. Then they talked about their game preview.
Which is still a thing.
Which is still a thing. Basically, I'm not at all interested. Basically, you're paying for a game to beta test it for them.
This is exactly what Steam has done with their Greenlight for years. This is the alpha buy-in. This is what I did on Star Citizen. But that's going to be a good game.
I have no interest in this program.
I like Star Citizen. I think it's a great buy.
I have no interest in this program. If you want me to beta test something for you, I'm not paying you to do it. That's part of your job to get a game to market.
Just to put a little spin on that, because I did talk a lot about this on my preview video. Yes, it is a beta test, but it's more than that. Because the developers are actively looking for feedback and they are incorporating changes on consensus. You are buying in. Now, does every idea you ever wanted going to happen? No. They do already have a vision for the game, but this is your chance to kind of help build it. Ark did this successfully.
You see this look on my face? That's skepticism.
Well, I'm telling you, you could be skeptical, but it does work. It does work. Ark is an example of that. They highlighted that actually. That's one of the best examples I can think of that's current. Steam is doing that. There's been major changes to that game as a result of what they have done. They demoed We Happy Few and Gwent as part of this. I don't actually know if Gwent was part of that.
I don't think Gwent is part of that. We Happy Few is actually coming to game preview next month.
Which we saw last year. It still looks great. Looks fun.
Yeah, it's a little bit strange.
That's the point, I think.
But again, kind of reminds me of Contrast, kind of that world style.
Yeah, very bizarre world. I think the thing with these game previews to keep in mind, though, We Happy Few is going to be a single player game. There's a story, there's a narrative. You saw a little bit of it today. The guy wasn't taking his joy pill. As a result, he was branded as, I don't know if the word they used, but they branded him as something, a downer or something.
Yes. And
everybody chased him, and he runs away in the end. When you're working on a game that is purely single player, and unless We Happy Few has a multiplayer element, I don't think so. It wouldn't make sense in a world like that. When you do these preview games, you're really giving away a lot of the story. You're kind of almost co-writing it at that point, as opposed to Ark, which has a very heavy multiplayer element. Wouldn't it be cool if we could make dinosaurs that did this? Wouldn't it be cool if we had weapons that did this? I don't know if this is a good candidate for that program. You're going to play through it. Wow, it's fun. But now they're going to go tweak the combat system. Now they're going to tweak the storytelling. Now they're going to tweak the voiceovers. I don't know if this is the best utilization of this program. I maintain this program is a kind of a waste of time, and I think them highlighting this game indicates they're waffling.
Well, it also seems like the story in this particular game, you're probably not going to impact. So once you've played through it with this beta version,
now what?
You're not going to play it again.
No,
there's no replayability in it for you. So...
Right.
Again, I think it's kind of a miss on this program. I think this program
is a fail. I still maintain that the Xbox game preview is not as what everybody thinks it is, and I maintain this is just another bad example of it. Gwent, they kind of alluded to before. CD Projekt Red actually talked about this at length. on Twitter over the last couple weeks. It wasn't a big surprise that they're coming out with it, but there's a beta coming. So if you want to jump in,
beta coming September 2016 at plaguewent.com.
You could register for that and check it out. So that's cool.
It's the card game from Witcher 3.
Yes.
There is a single player campaign. You know, if you're
I wonder if
interested,
it's going to
check
be
it
like
out.
Legends, like what they showed. Or there's voiced over. I don't know. We don't know.
I don't know. We didn't get a whole lot of detail on it. I will say it was kind of a quick.
It's Gwent. If you like Gwent, you like it. You win.
That is true.
Then we get into yet another, what I say, Street Fighter clone is Tekken. I don't know which one came first. Maybe Tekken came first. I don't know. Don't shoot me. I'm not a huge fighter game. Akuma, a.k.a. Ryu from Street Fighter, fights Bald Guy in a cinematic. They're injecting cinematics into storytelling. It looked like an episode of Dragon Ball Z. They kept charging up for these, and then they hit each other, then they hit up and charge each other. It was like a 45-minute battle where at the end there was no clear victor. I don't know. I'm not a big Tekken guy. Maybe people love this, and maybe Akuma coming back to fight that guy is a big deal. I don't know, but I didn't care.
So it comes out in early 2017. However, what they did tell us is that they're giving out the Tekken
Tag Tournament
2 free to all gold members of Xbox Live for a week. So
and that's backward compatibility from the 360. Yep. So
cool. If you're interested, check it out. If not, don't. All right, now we come to something that I was surprised by, which is probably because I've stayed away from all spoilers for the last month and a half. It's really hard to bury your head in the sand for that long, but I've been trying.
I was very frustrated by this. I knew what it was the second I was able to tell. Again, the shoddy camera work really screwed up this reveal for us watching remotely. Somebody texted #Frank is back, and I immediately knew they were talking about Dead Rising.
So,
and Dead Rising 4
Dead Rising
is coming.
4. This one seemed to have kind of a holiday theme to it.
Did you see the candy cane crossbow gun shooting candy canes in zombies' faces?
It was
sold. I'm already sold. I'm buying it.
Look, it was Dead Rising. Period.
I love Dead Rising.
Frank was back.
Did they indicate this was an exclusive? I didn't catch that if they did. I didn't catch anything about an Xbox One exclusive. Now, Dead Rising 3 definitely went the way of the Xbox One exclusivity. Later came on PC. I don't know if that's the case for this or not.
So everything that they showed was Xbox and Windows 10 on this whole
Tekken?
press conference.
Battlefield obviously wasn't. Minecraft isn't.
Well, if it was coming to Xbox, it was coming to Windows 10 is what I mean.
My question was, is Dead Rising an Xbox exclusive?
I don't recall.
Or an Xbox Windows 10. Can I get Dead Rising on my PlayStation 4?
I don't believe it is. Because I don't know. I was catching the exclusives, and I don't believe that one said it. But
I don't care.
Again, if you're a fan of the Dead Rising franchise, watch the trailer. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch it because I was very frustrated. I really, honestly, had a hard time seeing what the hell was going on. I really did. It was very hard because I kept doing all these stupid cinematics, and I'm like, "What are you showing me? Show me Frank's."
Well, not only that, but there was nobody even playing it. It was a trailer, so just stay on the screen.
They did play Scalebound.
Scalebound.
What do you think about Scalebound?
Is an exclusive Xbox title
with
a 2017 release.
Yes, Platinum Games is working on it, famous for Bayonetta. What did you think about this?
So
I think I know what that means.
They showed a boss battle. It seemed like it had several different phases and different mechanics that you had to utilize.
Yeah. Got a dragon. You could run around on foot. You could shoot bows and arrows. You could swing your sword.
They showed us. We've seen this game before.
Yeah, we've seen this now for a while.
And, we still don't really have a release date. 2017 is a pretty wide window.
Yeah, they're not ready.
So it's not ready. I guess this was another one where the cinematics really kind of bothered me, and the gameplay on this seemed kind of slow to me. I wasn't drawn in. I don't know if it was a matter of the cinematics were just awful, because every time you would start to see what they were doing, they'd zoom out and you would miss it. But I wasn't excited about this game.
I don't think I'm going to like this game. I didn't know what it was going to be when it came out. It was very quirky when the first time we saw it. The guy puts on these headphones. He's riding a dragon. He's cocky. He's Dante from Devil May Cry, but he's not. So I like that. I like Dante. I love DMC, the reboot. They made Dante. That's just, and it just oozed of, let's make Dante this random guy in a game, and we'll make him, instead of a demon, he's a dragon now.
I was looking for more of a story to kind of tie this game together and tell me what it's about.
I think you'll see this again.
Instead, I got some gameplay that didn't clarify anything for me.
Okay, a couple things that really made me laugh. One, it just looked kind of unpolished. It looked kind of broken. Like the fighting mechanics, it looked like something from like Xbox 360 days.
It just...
And the funny thing, if you watch, the guy, they keep doing these voiceovers, but, you know, he's trying to build up his power. They're like, oh, now you asked for it. He jumps off his dragon. He's shooting his bow and arrow. It has number indicators on the screen for 66 damage. Then his buddy, which they didn't talk about the co-play, but clearly there were other players shooting dragons at him, jumps off his dragon. He's hitting the dragon Lu Bu style with this giant halberd thing for 762 damage. This guy's shooting his bow and arrow for 66. The other guy is going for 752. Let's watch him. I know it's a beta or alpha or whatever it was. Go back and watch it and you'll laugh. That's why I was laughing the whole time, because I'm like, did they not know that the indicators are on the screen and this guy's hitting for beans?
Well, and not only that, but every time...
Ooh, now you asked for it. Blink.
You know, it wasn't what I was looking for out of this game.
Sucks.
I want to hear more about what this game actually is.
I'm calling it. It's going to be a 2 human. It's going to be a bomb. This confirmed it.
I didn't need gameplay. I needed more to understand it.
There is nothing to understand.
All right, so...
How about Sea of Thieves?
Sea of Thieves.
What did you think? It was a weird. It was a weird way.
It's an exclusive game made by Rare.
Yep.
So I called it, before I had actually seen the title or anything like that, as they first started showing it, that it was a pirate-esque game. Well, it is clearly a pirate game, and I personally love pirate games.
It was a weird way they demonstrated it.
So,
they invited random people to play the game and then recorded what they did.
They had 3 different crews that were
of 3
special.
people each.
Was it 3 or 4? It was a small number.
3 of 3. They each had their own boat. One crew was drinking. One crew was trying to figure out how to sail through rocks. And one crew was like looking around the bottom of the ship. So I like that. I think that's fun.
They told us that they didn't give them any directions. They just kind of let them take the game and go with it.
Of course they did, Microsoft. Of course you did.
But, you know, again, it's a game where you search for treasure, you go on adventures, and there are battles at sea.
Naval battles. And it looked like you could go underneath and like board up you got holes in the boat. The boat sank. Looked like mermaids underneath stealing treasure. So I have no idea what this game is. I'm already sold.
I think this game looks pretty neat.
I'm sold.
I would like to see a little bit more information about it, but it looks like something that I would want to check out. It looks cool.
No release date? No, nothing. Just a little bit more gameplay.
A little bit of hype.
Because last year was kind of like a CGI trailer. This year we had a little bit of gameplay. I expect next year to be more fleshed out. You'll probably see this next year.
Yeah.
Holiday next year.
Holiday next year or early 2018.
Yes. Then we saw State of Decay 2. I hated State of Decay. I bought it blindly because I thought it was going to be great. I hated it. The graphics were garbage in that game. It persisted in real world. So when you logged out, the people were still doing what they were doing. I came back to everyone being dead.
So this is an exclusive Xbox or an exclusive Microsoft title.
Avoid this game at all costs.
I think the quote is, "No one survives alone."
No one survives
alone is what their quote was.
I'm not interested.
I don't know.
I'm not interested.
It didn't really show anything that I had to have.
But
so then we moved on to Halo Wars 2.
Yes.
Release date February 21st, 2017. They had a trailer for it.
Very stylized trailer. I was complaining to somebody the other day. I missed those epic Halo trailers, and they heard me. And you see the general from the UNSC walking towards this new guy, Atriox, who's the leader of the Banished, walking through the battlefield as if they're not even there. People are like swerving around them, jeeps. Pelicans are fighting, banshees, warthogs are coming over, everything. And they're just walking into the battlefield like they're not even there, and then they approach and it just stops. And you see all this mayhem around them.
So what's important?
I'm sold.
What's important about this game
Everything.
Right now?
It's Halo.
Week-long beta.
Right now. Why are you watching this video? Go download it. Go play it right now.
So again,
I gotta go.
Nothing to.
I'm excited.
Nothing else to say.
I will have a full video for you guys later in the week to tell you guys how epic this game is, because I know it's going to be epic.
So now.
So the show's over, right? Phil Spencer comes out. Thanks for watching. Kisses babies. Right? It's over?
Not quite.
Oh, what's else? The
now
final swerve?
Now we talk about playing without boundaries.
Yes.
The true future of gaming.
The true future.
True 4K gaming and high fidelity VR.
Yes.
Project Scorpio.
Is real, which we had heard lots about. They got into the technical specifications. All the leaks were true. I'm not going to bore you with all that. Unless you wrote it down.
Nope.
I didn't write it down. Teraflops, megabytes, whatever, who cares?
Yeah, blah, blah.
It's better than anything you've ever had. Not as good as computer, but it's better than anything you've ever had to date on a console.
So what they did say, games will work on both. It's the same family.
No. See,
Coming, holiday 2017. Their quote was, quote, direct quote, no one gets left behind.
that's what I want to focus on.
That
is a lie. I agree.
now
There's no way a game that is optimized for the power that this Scorpio is going to bring will work on my Forza 6 limited edition. No way.
Not only that, but
no way.
But the difference in appearance and the play style and everything.
Everything.
It's just night and day. I hear what they're saying.
All the hype in the world will not change that. I have long said I think this is a horrible mistake. If they are going to start co-developing, you are going to leave somebody behind. Now you have Xbox, you have Xbox S, now you have Xbox Scorpio. 3 separate ecosystems that Microsoft just created. When did they do that last time? Oh yeah, Windows Vista Home, Windows Vista Elite, Windows Vista Home Elite Plus. 6 different Windows Vistas. Nobody knew what the hell was going on. They're doing it again on Xbox. I don't know why. It's a very big mistake.
Well, not only that.
Very big mistake.
But you've heard developers come out in the past and say that Xbox is already harder to code for in this particular round of consoles.
Yes.
So now Xbox is going to take this and open it up so that they have 3 consoles for you to code for. 3. Because we all know you can't do the same game for everyone.
Did you notice that I had all the developers, Todd Howard and the EA guys and everybody coming out? Does it not remind you of PlayStation's launch back when Sony went to them and said, hey guys, we really screwed up on PlayStation 3. Help us make a great console. I'm glad Xbox is doing it. I'm glad they are. I'm glad they finally did it now. I'm very concerned as somebody who is I won't say an early adopter, an adopter at this point.
Well, but
what is that going to mean for me if I go buy a new Xbox Slim in a year when I got to go buy a new Scorpio?
But technically, you are a first adopter because you have a first generation of this console,
and that always happens. We get left behind.
So where do you stand right now? What do you think about this new S model?
Not interested.
What? So from my perspective,
why would I buy
an S for a year when I've got something that's coming out that is a significant boost on the whole?
Oh, I agree.
The whole system.
I agree 100%.
And quite honestly, holiday 2017, we have no pricing on it. I would expect it to be
buku bucks.
Yep. But that being said, if I'm going to continue to play games on the Xbox, you've really left me with no choice. I have to get that system. If
you want to have the latest and greatest, I think you're going to have to.
Well, if you want to experience the games the way that they're meant to be experienced.
They keep talking about hooking in with VR, but I've yet to hear that other foot drop. This is, I don't think, did they say pre-orders up now? I don't think so.
No, not yet.
I don't think they know what the vision is. They have the hardware. Now they need the virtual reality piece of it. That was missing. I think that hook would maybe make this a better sell. But I think a lot of people like us are going to be saying, I don't know about that.
So I just...
At least with PlayStation, the 4.5 directly powers the PlayStation VR. That is the set. This is more guts for what?
And not only that, but I just... they're saying they're putting it out now so the developers can start making things for it, but
like the developers sitting there watching E3 going, oh, hey, get them on the phone. Like they're just finding out about this right now. That is so, I hated that. I'm glad you brought that up. That was so stupid.
Like every developer sitting here
didn't already know
doesn't already have a development kit. Come on.
Hey, Phil, I just saw your E3 conference. What's about this Scorpio? It's about me. Come on,
come on.
Lame.
No.
All right.
Nobody buys that.
All
right. So
yes.
Here's what I thought was missing.
Tell me.
I would have liked to have seen a big title action adventure game come out of this.
Okay.
That may be, you know, the fact that we're playing Uncharted.
Well, Lara Croft was last year.
Well, that was last year. What's this year?
Record.
You just called it a shooter.
I didn't call it anything.
Yes, you did. You
Well,
called it a shooter.
don't blame me. That's what you felt was missing?
So I'm looking for that. They said some things. You know, I think Xbox Live had some big wins.
I think so. I really like that.
I think they had a lot of games that they were talking.
Oh, yeah.
However,
totally. List of games.
However,
A slew of games.
I think Xbox has a serious miss with their 3-tiered console.
That worries me.
And
That worries me very,
worries me
very
for the
much.
future of Xbox. What am I going to have? What am I going to get?
Woog.
And again, you know, until some more details come out, I don't really know.
So what
But
would
it concerns me.
What would you give this press conference? I will say on the official list, the second official list, I threw the first one away. EA got a 7. You gave Bethesda an 8.5. What were you going to give Xbox?
So I think the ranking system is going to have to change for me because
Oh, when you gave EA a 7, you're already on weed or whatever. I don't know, whatever you have, I didn't get any.
I was coming down with an illness. Okay?
I don't know what is going on.
Let's blame it on my illness.
EA's a 7, Bethesda's an 8.5. What's Xbox?
So Xbox had horrible video production.
I need a number.
I think EA needs to change.
I need a number for Xbox.
EA needs to drop.
We can do it. Wait, don't. Let's talk about EA later. We're going to do a wrap-up video later on. Tell me about Xbox. What's their number? You painted yourself in this corner.
Xbox is a 6.5.
Xbox is worse than EA? You are getting ill. What? What planet do you live on? What number do you want EA to be?
I think EA needs to be a 4.5.
Okay, I will make the change. Thank you. So you're saying that you felt that Bethesda was better than Xbox?
Yes.
Okay.
By a.
I'm going to tell you the truth now. That was a good guess. I'm going to tell you the truth. We saw once again, Xbox has a tendency. I say Xbox, but I use it interchangeably. Has a tendency to adopt and forget. Connect. Perfect example of this. Smart Glass. Where's Smart Glass? Where'd it go?
Because that was
Where'd it go?
amazing last
Where'd it
year.
go? Where'd it go? It's gone. Now you have 1, 2, 3 different consoles. Xbox One Elite controller. Now you got to go get the new Gears one. Xbox is notorious. They're doing what Nintendo is doing. They cannibalize themselves out with the old and with the new. Hey, you bought the $150 Xbox One Elite controller. You're nuts for spending $150 on a controller, but it's the best gaming experience you'll ever have. Hope you like it. Oh, here's an even cooler one a year later. A year later. What? The camera work was horrendous, but it was about the games. They did a lot right with everything else. I don't appreciate the way they treat things, but as a conference, it was very well. They deserve an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
I gave EA a 5. I gave Bethesda a 10. I'm giving an Xbox an 8.5. I predicted last night Bethesda is going to be the show to beat. Nothing Microsoft did here wowed me any more than I was already wowed going into things I knew. I already knew Gears was coming out. I already knew Halo Wars was coming out.
Dead Rising?
Dead Rising was a very pleasant surprise. Forza Horizon 3 was a very pleasant surprise. Everything else with this new console and everything, I think the message is muddled. And I'm worried, just the same as you are, I think we're going to get ourselves in a bad situation. We're going to have too many consoles doing too many things. It needs to be streamlined and immediately.
You can't support all 3 consoles. It's just
and the PC hook. How's that going to... I don't know.
I don't know.
But as a press conference, a lot of great games... Other than the camera work, maybe you didn't like the message.
The camera work was atrocious.
Tons of games. They got in and out, bang, 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 sizzler reels, new quick stuff. It was always like, what's next, what's next, what's next? We got tons of announcements, 5 pages of announcements. That's what I think.
I agree. I agree with your ranking order, not necessarily your scores, but we're
trending.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we have for now. We're going to go watch Ubisoft here. It starts very soon, unless our clock's off. I feel like we got a little more time. We got Ubisoft, and then tonight, the big PlayStation reveal. I know most people are going to wonder, what's the battle between the big dogs? What's Sony going to do to combat Xbox? We're going to find out later tonight.
So if you recall last year, we were definitely on the Sony soapbox.
I'm a Sony pony.
Not the Microsoft.
I am a Sony pony.
So
but
we'll see if it holds true for this year.
Can't wait for Gears. I'm going to go download Halo Wars. Thank you so much for fighting the illness. I'm glad your fever broke and you gave EA a 4.5 instead of a 7. Welcome back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go check out all the rest of our amazing videos, and we will talk to you guys soon. As always, see you guys on the other side. Hey, all right, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for your continued support on my channel. It's always a joy to do these videos with my lovely wife, Rachel. We are huge gamers, as you probably have figured out. We have tons of other content going on this week. We had Bethesda's conference, EA's conference, Ubisoft's conference, Microsoft's obviously, and even PlayStation's coming up later tonight, not to mention the computer game show and the ultimate wrap-up. All the links are provided in the right-hand side, so get out there and check out those videos. Thanks so much for watching again, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.